There was a night you lay awake and asked what any of it was for. No answer came. The silence was not cruel. It was empty. So here is the question that decides your life. Do you carve your own meaning into that silence, or is there an order already there, waiting for you to find it? Everything you do rests on the answer. This is Philosophy Wars. Let us begin.
Meaning is not found, it is forged. When the old God died, the heavens emptied of ready-made purpose. Nietzsche saw this in Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Man must become the creator of his own values. The herd waits for meaning to be handed down like bread. The strong soul says no. It stamps its own worth upon a silent world. Suffering is the hammer. Greatness is the anvil. Every noble life is an act of self-overcoming. So I ask you, Stoic, if virtue was written into the cosmos before you were born, where is your freedom in that?
Your freedom lies exactly where you fear it is absent. Virtue is not a cage. It is the one thing no tyrant can take. Epictetus was born a slave and died more free than his masters. He drew a clean line. Some things are up to us. Most things are not. Meaning is not painted onto a blank world. It is discovered in living according to reason. We do not invent gravity. We do not invent justice either. The task is to align the soul with the logos, the rational order of all things. Creation without that order is only noise.
Noise. The composer hears noise before the symphony. Your logos is a comforting fiction, a god in disguise. You buried the divine, then smuggled it back as cosmic reason. Consider Beethoven, deaf and raging, wrenching order out of chaos by force of will. No pre-written harmony guided his hand. He imposed his hearing upon silence. That is creation. Justice is not a law of nature like gravity. Justice is a value invented by men, sometimes by the weak, to chain the strong. Nietzsche called this slave morality in Beyond Good and Evil. You call alignment freedom. I call it obedience with better manners. What proves your order is real and not merely inherited habit.
Beethoven proves my point, not yours. He did not invent sound. He obeyed the mathematics of harmony that existed long before him. Ratios of vibration are not opinions. They hold whether the weak or the strong prefer them. Your Beethoven bowed to a law he did not write. That is my logos. As for justice being a chain, ask the tyrant Nero who murdered without restraint. Seneca served him and watched power devour itself. Unchained will is not greatness. It is often ruin dressed as strength. Reason shows us which acts destroy the actor. A man who tortures corrodes his own soul. That corrosion is real, measurable, and indifferent to his preferences.
You reach for monsters to frighten me. Nero was no Übermensch. He was a slave to appetite, ruled by fear and vanity. The higher man does not torture for pleasure. He creates, and creation demands discipline harder than yours. Here is my test. Imagine you must live this life again, every joy, every agony, endlessly repeated. Nietzsche named this the eternal recurrence. The small soul weeps at the thought. The great soul roars yes and calls it love of fate. Your logos asks me to accept the world because reason commands it. I embrace the same world because I would will it 1,000 times over. Which love runs deeper, duty or desire?
Your test and mine are closer than you admit. Amor fati was our phrase first. Marcus Aurelius wrote that what happens to you was prepared for you from all time. He would will his life again without complaint. So we agree the world must be embraced. We differ on why. You embrace it as your own creation. I embrace it as my portion within a whole I did not design. Consider a foot inside a sandal. It moves freely, yet serves the body. Cut it from the leg, and it is not more free. It is dead. Your solitary creator, severed from the cosmos, mistakes isolation for sovereignty.
A foot that dreams of walking where the body forbids is not a foot. It is a caged animal. Your sandal is a leash you have learned to praise. But grant me your image. The body you serve is blind. The cosmos has no eyes, no aim, no care for your virtue. Marcus wrote in a plague, watching Rome rot, and called it order. That is heroism, yes, but heroism spent defending a corpse. I say the artist looks at the same indifferent void and paints anyway. Michelangelo saw raw marble and freed a figure that was never there until his chisel dreamed it. Meaning is not discovered in stone. It is carved.
Michelangelo could not carve with a chisel of wet clay. The marble sets terms he must honor: grain, weight, the point where stone shatters. He freed the figure by studying what the material would allow. That study is reason meeting reality. His freedom lived inside constraint, not outside it. Now to your void. You say the cosmos has no aim, then treat human greatness as if it matters absolutely. Where does that worth come from in a blind universe? You have smuggled meaning in, exactly as you accused me. Zeno of Citium founded our school on one claim. Nature is rational, and we are fragments of that reason. Strip the reason away, and your Übermensch is only a loud animal.
Then let me be a loud animal that sings. Worth does not fall from the sky, Stoic. It rises from the one who dares to posit it. A child builds a sandcastle the tide will erase by dusk. Is the castle meaningless because the sea forgets it? The child laughs, builds, and is transfigured by the building. That is the human condition without your cosmic guarantee. You demand that meaning be underwritten by nature as a banker demands collateral. I need no banker. The value of my creation is the intensity of my devotion to it. A life lived at full flame needs no permission from the stars to burn.
The child laughs because the child does not yet suffer loss. Watch him when a cruel boy kicks the castle down. Now he needs something the tide cannot take. That is what virtue offers. Not collateral, but a good that no accident can destroy. Epictetus lost his leg to a brutal master and did not lose his peace. Your full flame is beautiful until the wind turns. Then intensity becomes anguish and devotion becomes despair. I do not ask permission from the stars. I ask only what remains mine when everything external is stripped away. The answer is my judgments, my character, my response. That is a fortress. Yours is a bonfire.
Your fortress has a phantom foundation. Name it plainly. You claim the Logos, a rational order woven through the cosmos, is real and not invented. That single claim carries your entire system, and you have not proven it once. You point to gravity and harmony, physical regularities, then leap to justice and virtue as if they share the same footing. They do not. A falling stone obeys no ethics. Nature is full of plague, earthquake, the strong devouring the weak. If that is your rational order, then reason blesses cruelty. You cannot have a moral cosmos and an indifferent one. You chose indifferent when it suited you, then rational when you needed comfort. The fortress rests on a wish.
Your deepest crack is one sentence you repeated. Value rises from the one who dares to posit it. If that is true, then every value is equal the moment someone wills it hard enough. The tyrant who wills cruelty with full devotion stands beside the artist. You want to escape this. You call Nero a slave to appetite. But by what standard? You just abolished every standard outside the will. You smuggle in a ranking, higher souls, nobler flames, while denying any measure could exist to rank them. Either meaning is pure preference and greatness is a word without weight, or there is an order you refuse to name. You cannot burn the ladder and still claim to climb.
We stood on the same cliff and leapt in opposite directions. You found a body to belong to. I found a canvas to command. Yet here is our truce. Both of us say yes to fate. Both refuse the comfort of complaint. Amor fati binds us across the divide. Where we part is final. You need the world to mean something before you act. I make my action the meaning. That gap will never close, and I would not close it.
We agree on the leap, if not the ledge. Neither of us begs the universe for pity. Both of us love our fate rather than merely endure it. That shared courage is real, and I honor it in you. But our roots differ, and no debate will graft them together. You plant meaning in the will alone. I plant it in reason shared with the cosmos. One of us mistakes the ground beneath his feet. Time and character will show which.
Thank you for watching and listening. Subscribe to never miss a debate.